All right. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? There we go. I thought that was working over there. Why wasn't that working there? That should be working there. Why isn't it working? Hello. Okay. Is it working? Oh, it's not going yet. That's why. Gotta hit the start button. Gotta hit the start button first. Okay, now it should be working. Why isn't it working now? I'm going, right? Am I going? Yep, I'm going. I got two visitors. Hey, what's going on, Bobby? Hey, Genghis, what's going on? And PG, hello. PG and Woody, what's going on? Hey, listen, tonight, since I don't have a guest right at the moment to help me out, I don't have a guest host, so I'm trying to do this over on Mixler as well, but for some reason, it's not picking up the screen. Why isn't it picking up? Maybe I gotta do that in the loop. Hold on, I gotta fix that on the loop back. There we go. That'll work. That should work. Channel 2. No, it's on channel 2, so it should be working. Okay, let's try that on channel 2 there. Let's see if that works. Oh, there we go. Haha, now it's working. All right, now I can mute that, and I'm still going over there. Yeah, and I don't have both channels running. Hopefully, if anybody can get over to Mixler and check that and see if I am going through. It looks like I am. And, we'll check that out. What I wanted to do tonight, though, guys, is I'm gonna show you. Oh, hello, Woody. All right, good deal. He's up and he's not at work. That's a good thing. And Justin, hello to Justin. Just finished watching SmackDown. Really? I missed that tonight. Oh yeah, my TV. That's right. Direct TV turned off because I didn't make a payment. And the last time they let me go, I owed like over $400, and they let me stay on. And then they have the excuse of, "Oh, well, if you would have made an arrangement before we turned you off, you wouldn't have been suspended." It's like, "Well, fine then. I will find another option for TV." So here I am now. Look at that. So I am watching Netflix. My TV's connected to the Wi-Fi, so I can actually see some things. I'm watching Seinfeld for about the seventh hour. I about got the I about got the season done. Uh, or the whole series. I have watched it. I had it on a hard drive. I did watch the whole series at once, and it took a few weeks to get through it. As I did watch the Supernatural series as well a few times, like about 5 times actually. Um, but you never get tired of Seinfeld. It's like the Supernatural in the way that every time I watch these kind of course, Seinfeld is a comedy, and you always pick up on something that you missed the first time. And on the Supernatural, you always come up with something that you missed the first time on whatever they were trying to find, whether it was a monster or whatever it was. Um, so who wants to be my guest tonight? Anybody? Yeah, and then Seinfeld, what? 9 seasons, right? Supernatural was 15, I think, something like that. So, I mean, what do they have that the new shows do not have today? Of course, today they're kind of bouncing off what we already know. So it's like you're already watching a repeat when you see a new show. It's like, wait a minute. So, but yeah, so I'm looking for a co-host if anybody wants to be a co-host. At the moment, I don't know if Charles is here. All right, so nobody's over there yet on the, but only running it through. I'm running it through the YouTube channel, so it looks like it's going out to through Mixler, but I can't tell. I guess I could check my phone. I could do that, but then it might no, it would only show me the Mixler side. That's true. I could check that. Bad radio, folks. I should have checked this before. Um, but anyway, always me doing things at the last minute, so I'll do it at the last minute now too. Okay, now let's see if it works. Holy cow, we got 80,611. I gotta turn up the volume now. Holy cow, we got it works. I got it working. Good deal. All right. Yeah, since March 31st, we got 611 new total listens. Is that cool or what? All right. So if you guys want to help with that, you just ask your friends to come and join us on the Mixler chat, and you gotta create your account with your email. All right. So now tonight, first of all, let's get some idea of what we're talking about. What we're going to look at is the pendulum and what it does and what you can use it for. Now, sometimes the pendulum, I think, if you wanted to, I mean, it's better than the 8 ball, magic 8 ball, right? That's just a crazy knick-knack that tells you yes or no or maybe. But now the pendulum, however, it moves on its own. I do not swing it with my arms, and if you were or if anybody was swinging it with the arms, you would definitely be able to tell because you wouldn't be able to stop it, okay? I tell you what, here's what I'll do, guys. I'm gonna put the link to this live link here. I'm gonna share it, or I'm gonna invite rather, not share. I'm gonna invite, and I'm gonna put the link in the live chat, and if you wanna join, you can join. If you really don't want to be on camera, you don't have to be, but it's more fun if people are on camera and you can share some of your stories about the paranormal gifts of either tarot card reading, oracle card reading, pendulum, and things like that. Okay, so that's what we're going to discuss tonight a little bit because I don't have a co host per se at the moment. I might. Uh, but anyway, um, so my pendulum that I use is a pendant from a necklace that I had made from a friend of mine in Canada, but her name was Anne, and she got these polished rocks from a friend. I don't know if it was in Canada or northern United States or something, but anyway, um, this is an agate, pretty pretty design. See, now why do you use agate or a rock of any kind, quartz crystal or whatever? You use that because, well, it's earth. It's part of the earth. Okay. Now, what happens is it's all based on your intention. All right. Now, you heard somebody else say that earlier today. All right. At least I did anyway. And funny thing is, I always preach that it is about your intention. A good tarot card reading or a good oracle card reading, good pendulum reading is about your intention and what you desire to get out of the answer. Now, if you're just playing around with it and you know, oh no, sorry about that, Justin. Hopefully you'll feel better and drink some lemon tea. Lemon tea is good for that, for your sore throat and things. From that, I don't know if the lemon tea will help your stomach. You might need something else for that. But no, I'm not a doctor. I'm not prescribing medicine or anything. I'm just suggesting an option. What people tell me, the same thing. Of course, they always tell me stop drinking the Diet Coke, right? Or the soda. I'm actually drinking a Coke Zero recently, and believe it or not, I got my sodas down to a solid. I'm gonna say a solid 3 because it could change. In other words, I got it down to 2, but I don't wanna admit that yet, so I say 3. So I'm doing, great work on, um, cutting that down and getting rid of it. But the, lemon is supposed to help relax your, um, throat throat area because of the tenderness or whatever, like when you have a coughing fit, you have a cold or whatever. And then, of course, the tea, if it's an herbal tea, that will just help boost your system as long as it doesn't mix up with any medication you're using, so be sure of that. And, you can check, Yeah. So, Ufi Atori is in the house. Hello. Alright. So, I have allergy problems, of course, even though we don't have any leaves or allergy problems because, well, it's raining. So, anyway, let me, how do I add that now? No, I don't think that's on, so that ain't gonna work. I gotta figure out how do I add these other cameras? I got 2 more cameras I wanna add. You might be wondering why I put this towel on my lap, because even though uh, it's not a regular hard drive, it's the it's the other kind of drive. You know what I'm talking about. Um, it's not the regular hard drive, but still it is a hot computer, even if it's not a regular working hard drive. So now I got to what, add oh no, do I gotta bring myself into the show, right? Is that right? Okay. I'm gonna see how I do that now. Okay, hold on. I gotta log in maybe on my other browser. Okay, hold on. I should have done this before. Sorry about that, folks. But we'll get it done. All right. So here we go. Oh, now it's gonna ask me to log in. I can log in under my other email too. Get login code. Okay. So send it to my phone or to my. Oh yeah, we gotta. If you're on the Paul McCartney message board, you got a message from Paul McCartney today. I got one. Amanda got one. All right. So now let me see here. I gotta go to the email. I think. Okay. Now. Oh, that didn't work. Ah, there we go. Okay. That doesn't give me the link that I need or the numbers I need. Uh-oh. Oh, I gotta go to my other problem with having too many email accounts. You forget which one you're on. Okay, now I got it. Okay. Now I'm logging into my okay, now I can add oh, no, I wanna how do I enter the studio? Okay, no, huh. Oh, I can't do it that way. Never mind. Okay, get out of there then. That ain't gonna work. Close out of there. That ain't gonna work. I gotta get logged in under my own name on no, I wanted to leave that. Okay. Sign out of there, please. Okay. Now, log in. Wanna log in under my other email, my regular email. Get logged in code. Okay. Good. That part's working. There it is. I got it. I'm gonna learn this eventually, I promise you. Oh, why is it there? There we go. All right. Now I can enter the studio. Okay. Now I'm in my own no camera access. Allow mic and camera. Allow. Oh, look, you got the box. There you go. All right. That's what I wanted. All right. I got it. Look at that. Oh, now I can mute that. Now I gotta mute that. Now I'm hearing myself. Okay, mute that. Mute that. Mute that. No, that didn't work. Now how do I change that now? Wait a minute now. Oh, I'm over here. That's why. No, wait, no. Hold on. Okay. Add the stream. There you go. See now that's what I wanted. But now how do I get that to stop? Oh, mute. Haha. Got it. Now I still hear myself. Oh, I'm here. I know. I'm over here hearing that. So no, I don't think I'm hearing that. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna work on it. Um, here we go. Okay, now we got the box set up. You see, I have at least one camera working, but I don't have that other one. So do I have to sign on another account to get that other camera working? That's gonna be tricky. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Perfect. That's good enough. We can get this other camera out of there because that ain't gonna work. All right, take that out of there. There you go. We didn't want you on there anyway. Quiet down. All right, so we gotta move this over here. So what you want to see is you see that right? Now that's his going by its own. Now, I'm gonna sit as still as I can, not move. Now I got the box there, hoping that the air doesn't move it around because the box is gonna shoulder. So first I'm gonna ask the pendulum what day it is. And I talk to it like it can hear me. So whatever's controlling it is gonna answer my question. Pendulum, is today Sunday? Pendulum, is today Sunday? Now, when it moves in a circle, either direction, that means no. Pendulum, is today Sunday? Of course it's not. Pendulum, clear. Pendulum, clear. Now, if I was moving this with my hands in any way, it would be moving a lot more and it wouldn't stop. Pendulum, is today Friday? Pendulum, is today Friday? It almost moves up and down or north and south, 6 and 12 immediately. I'm not moving it. It's moving on its own. Pendulum, clear. Again, if I was moving it with my hands, it wouldn't stop. So, that's just a real quick example of what I'm talking about. Okay? How do you like that? All things UFO. Hey, what's going on? All right, so here's another test. Here I have a silver coin, 1 ounce of silver. Okay? It's a game token from the casino, Fort Queens Casino. Now, when it was originally purchased, this coin was $10, but now silver has gone up. It's probably worth about 30. I'm gonna put this in the box like that. Now watch what happens when I do this test. Pendulum, is this a silver coin? Pendulum, is this a silver coin? It was almost going yes before I finished that second question. Now, I won't even clear it this time, but watch what happens. Pendulum, is this a copper coin? And it goes in a circle because it's not copper, it is silver. Pendulum, is this a silver coin? There you go. Yeah, why did you do that? Okay, so that's that. Now I got another silver coin. One more test here. Got one. This one I actually want to auction off in a raise some money for the gas. So I would say the starting price is like, if this is legal for me to do this here, it'd be about $100 to start. and then we take bids from there. Pendulum, is this a silver coin? Pendulum, is this a brass coin? It's already circle. Pendulum, is this a silver coin? There you have it. So that shows you I have the gift. What now? I can't read that. I need better glasses. You can't. What do you mean? You can share images. You have to have the right address for it, I think. But anyway, that's the pendulum, and that you can ask. Oh, let me do this now. All right, now we got the coins done. All right. Now, what I learned, which I already knew, I know that I have spirits here. They know I know, and I know that they know. And I know that there's at least 5, but the pendulum doesn't know this. But watch what happens, okay? Pendulum, do I have spirits in this house besides me? Nobody's going yes. Pendulum, do I have more than 3 spirits besides myself? Now watch this. Pendulum, is there any negative spirits in this house? Pendulum, is there an old man in this house besides me? Pendulum, is there a young woman in this house, like in her 30s? Pendulum, is there a boy, young boy in the house? Well, that's all I'm gonna do. That's kind of weird. But anyway, there you have it. That's the pendulum. And it's not a trick, folks. It really does work. And what you got to understand is that you're talking to the spiritual world. Okay? Now, let me go ahead and remove that camera. I'll come back here. Okay, now we're back to myself. Okay, now I'll leave that connected just in case I want to. Just in case I want to use it. Can I get the cell up here? Because that computer is hot. All right, so there you have it. Anyone has this gift, all right? So I'm trying to figure out why. Well, I think I know why. Okay, hold on. I got it. Got it. Now that mic is muted, but I'm still hearing. Okay, I can. How can I mute that sound? Okay. Okay, so now, if you guys want, I don't know if you guys hear an echo. I hear an echo. I'm gonna close this other one out and, gotta make sure I get the right one. Okay, hold on now. That's the right one right there, yep, I can leave studio. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now I don't hear double. Okay, that's better. That was the other channel that was causing that, so I removed that, so now it's not gonna do it. Oh, I can, Oopie, I did a search on that on the way, for my trip, and there is, of course, gas stations all along the highway, and there are some that are right around 4.30 a gallon or so, and, um, I, I'm gonna have to be really budgeting that gas cost. Chances are I'm gonna have to use my paycheck from June to get home. 'Cause I'm gonna be out of money on in May. I gotta pay for my direct TV bill. Bastards, I tell you. They won't bother to turn it on, so now I don't have TV. But I have you guys, right? How do you get in? You click that link. I'll add that link back here again. Here we go. Let me see if that'll work. And who are you anyway? You gotta tell me who you are when you get here. You gotta have a camera. At least I prefer that. That's me that just shared that link. So I'm the boss, basically. Boss of this stream anyway. Alright, so I got these cards here. That's the back side of it. There's 55 cards. Here's the book. This is from Tana Newberry. Tana Newberry. I'm actually taking a course for psychic abilities. I don't know if I need any help or not, but I'm sure it's gonna help me in any case. Um, but it'll just fine tune what I know, I think, is what I think. Anyway, this is a neat little Oracle deck. I have another one from her as well that Star sent me that I thought I lost a card, and I ended up buying a brand new deck anyway. Um, all things UFO. There you go. All right. All right. That's a nice picture. Look at that picture.
Hi, Ron. I have no makeup on or anything, so
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
that's
I'm
that's
just
no
gonna
worries.
hang out in the dark.
Cool. Okay, you can do that. All right. And how do I know you?
Um, I admin all things UFO group on Facebook,
Okay. Cool.
and
All right. Good deal.
I'm Jesse's assistant director of his project.
Oh, yeah. My friend Jesse was usually my co-host,
Yeah, yep,
but he is having some family time tonight, so I'm kind of running solo, and I thought it'd be fun to go through some paranormal gifts and things like that. Just having some fun with it. Now, remember, this is all for entertainment purposes, people. Don't
okay,
don't take it serious. I mean, if you do take it seriously, that's fine. That's up to you. But if you go out and you get hit by a car because I told you, don't be mad at me. You
got it,
know, um, uh, I'm just having some fun with this ability or abilities that I have, which I do have now. Even though I cannot see you, I do believe I can read your energy. So you tell me if I'm right or wrong. And what I mean by reading your energy is normally when I see people, I read auras. When I see live video,
okay,
okay, I can read auras through the internet. I didn't know I could do that until I've been told several times that I had it right because they had other readings from other people, and I had their aura Correct. So anyway, I've had this gift from a very young age. I don't know why. What was weird was when I learned it, and I learned that I had it, I was getting thoughts and messages about people and learning things about personal stuff from the family, and it was like I should not be knowing these things, and so I put it away for a long time. Didn't use it. I didn't know the proper way to use it. Okay. Now, what's interesting is that when you have a gift and you can use it the proper way, both people can learn. The reader that's doing the reading can learn, and the person that's the recipient of the reading can learn. Okay.
Okay.
And again, it's all about intention. Intention, intention. If you're calling a UFO to visit you and you're asking to get, dissected or probed or whatever, then you're gonna get it, right? Um, if you're asking just to see one, like I've been asking, but I haven't seen one officially. Uh, but I'm not too worried about it really. I would just ask them what they need. You want a reading? I'll give them a tarot card reading. That's it.
Sure.
But anyway, this is our oracle deck anyway. But your aura. Now, what I do is I go by base color, which is color closest to yourself, to your body. Okay, so it goes out like in a rainbow layers. Okay,
Mhm.
so your base color, and if you ever had one before, and if I'm even close to right, then let me know.
Okay.
Your primary color or base color is green. Now, what green deals with, most women have green. Most of the time, it is the base aura. What green is about is that it deals with the heart, deals with the caring sensibility of your, well, being a female, maybe a mom. I don't mean to be judgmental because you sound like you're a female. But anyway, just saying that most females do have green, and usually it's a base color. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, I believe you have a secondary color, which I usually see two or three sometimes when I see the person. In real life, when I see a person, I can pretty much read them pretty well. you know, but I have to kind of be quiet and I don't say nothing. I just read it and know. Like when I go to the grocery store and I see people are all angry and everything like that, it's like, don't talk to them. But I do pretty good with that. But anyway, your secondary color would be orange. You're a thinker. You create them, well, like you just said, you work with Jesse on his podcast, but I'm sure you do other things as well. So you write things, you create things, whatever you do.
No,
Um,
I don't
yeah,
work with him on his podcast. I'm working with him on his the research, the Batek 404.
yeah, yeah. So that's a creativity angle of it. So now you might also have a third color, which I believe would be your voice or blue. Okay. So does any of that make any kind of sense to you?
Okay, well, I am a female. Um I have a grandbaby. I'm 46. I've been researching the phenomenon since '08, and I run the All Things UFO group on Facebook.
Okay, and then have you ever had or done any other kind of what we used to call them like message board back in the day? Before the before your podcast came out, you used to have a message board that you print up or post up an article or something like that you would write and you'd post.
No, I didn't, but when I made my report, it was to MUFON, so I joined their
Oh, nice.
message board back then. That was when we had AOL, had dial up.
Right.
Hmm.
All right. Are you okay if I do an oracle reading for you?
Sure.
Okay. This is a 55 card deck. Each card has different saying on it and different little picture on it. And it's mostly uplifting and it helps you kind of guide what you're doing. So I'm gonna shuffle it. Do you know what your you said you were 46. What would that put your do you have a route number or life path number? Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, now I don't want to know your birth date, but for yourself, of course, we could probably figure it out if you didn't tell us your life path number. We'd be able to figure out that. But anyway, you add up your birthday numbers. Like for instance, mine is 1/21/1961. Everybody knows that already, so I don't worry about telling it. And so then what you want to do is you want to add all the numbers up, and you devise it down to a single digit number. Okay. And mine winds up being 3, which is usually a good number for for what that means on the life path. So, if you took your birth date and you could figure it out yourself and then tell me what the life path number is, you just calculate it from what I had to because I get numbers mixed up. I get numbers all screwed up when I try to not do it without a calculator. And uh, but you add up all the numbers in your birth date, and then you if you have one, like, say mine is a 21,
See
I think,
here.
when you add up all my numbers, and then you add the 2 and the 1, which makes 3. Okay?
Okay.
So if you add up your birth date, your month, your day, and then you add up each number of the year, and then you'll come up with the total number of 20 something or whatever. And
Okay.
then you add those 2 together, and it should be under 9. But like Goofy said one time, hers was like 9. But now I don't like to shuffle the cards 9 times. There's only 55 cards here. You know, shuffle it 9 times, you're kind of going to be hitting the same card. But
Okay. Let me think
so
for
you make the 9 a 3, basically divide it by 3, and it becomes a 3. If that makes sense. So in your case, what would be your root number? Figuring it out that way.
Okay, so
A 7?
6, 11,
Oh.
that makes 2. Uh,
Well, you add them all up together first.
3, 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. And then 7 makes 10. And so it's 6.
Okay, 6. So we can shuffle it 6 times if
Wait,
you
and then
like.
I divide it by 3, so it's 2.
Okay, so we can do okay. Well, we'll shuffle it 3 times then. If that's all right. We'll shuffle it 3 times. I do it carefully because I don't like to bend the cards or destroy them by doing a regular, you know, poker shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've done this with playing cards too, by the way, and I'm very good at reading cards for people, and I can read playing cards and do a tarot card reading with playing cards. I didn't know I could do that until I did it for somebody, and I didn't know who the person was. It was like, "Well, you got this problem. You got this problem." I don't know if that was just me reading him or if I was actually reading the card. Okay, now, do you have any questions about what you're researching or trying to share with people? Do you have any any questions about it? Like, do you think, well, this can't be, or this doesn't make sense, or
Oh, I went through that a long time ago.
so? Okay, so you're pretty much you got the disbelief part of your research. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you got it under control. But
Yeah, it was pretty mind blowing at first.
here's what this card is.
Okay.
Can you read that?
Um, inspired.
Cut-
I can't read it.
Suspend, suspend, suspend.
Suspend disbelief.
There you go. Card number 42. The light is hard with the camera on the computer reflects off the light.
Okay.
And so, but anyway, yeah. So suspend disbelief. card number 42. Now, we can get the book, and I'll read what it says on the book. Got this handy dandy booklet with this. And if you know who Tana Newberry is, you need to get one of these decks for yourself. All right. And if you want to learn more about the oracle readings, it's a lot of fun when you're at different events and things like that. You can kind of give somebody a quick reading just for fun, and then it makes their day a whole lot happier, I think. Usually, especially with this deck, it's just a positive deck. And so now we got to turn all the way over to 42. Now can I read it though? That's the question. My glasses aren't good enough though. All right, I'm gonna have to do something with this. I can't read that very well. I've been struggling to read it, but basically it talks about you're having trouble with psychic skills or the process of, and then maybe a bunch of other different beliefs that you might be dealing with that you're having struggles with. I can take a picture of this and share it later. All right, we'll do that. Well, anyway, do you have any questions for me? And did I get your aura right? Have you ever had an aura reading?
Um, Actually, I can see auras around people also. I can see halos too around their heads.
Oh yeah.
I see all golden. I don't see different colors.
Okay. Well, that's something that if you wanted to uh kind of fine tune it, you can work on that. And the only thing you want to be careful with is that you don't want to disturb their energy while you do the reading. That's why you always want to get permission before. I mean, generally, if you're in a group of people, you're going to be seeing it, whether you like it or not. You're going to see it.
I
There's
don't
nothing.
generally, I don't generally tell people. So
Okay, good.
yeah.
Good. All right. Well, that's wonderful. All right. So now, what was the? Let me ask you, since you're here, what was the strangest sighting that you had?
My strangest sighting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that just like made you think. I'm not going to tell anybody about that because.
Oh, I'm not even gonna go there tonight. No, no, I'm not going. I'm not going there tonight.
All right. Well, at least you can laugh about it. Okay. All right. Well, let's see.
What? I mean, what was yours?
Um. Well, I had more experiences just in this house with the spirits that are here. Okay. I see spirits. I know that they're here, and I see them out in the real world as well. Kind of flips me out a little bit when I see something that's not really there, but it's there. And then, of course, I went to the mental health doctor the other day, and he said, Have you had hallucinations?" And all I could say is no. Just, yeah, I'm not seeing hallucinations. I'm seeing something. I don't know what,
I
but I'm
mean,
not
I
going to say
think
I'm not going to say it's a hallucination, especially when I feel the energy from them. So if it's a hallucination, that's a pretty darn good one. You know,
I think sometimes the veil gets thinner.
yeah,
Some people can't see that stuff. Some people can.
yeah. I mentioned to Jesse, I did see one, uh, oh, quiet down. Crazy Google. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it'll answer when I say that word. Like when you have say the other name and the thing chimes in. Um, no, I did see one object a couple of years ago. I took a picture and shared it with Jesse, but it wasn't really enough to really establish what I was looking at. But what I saw, now I live in southwestern Minnesota, like the southwest corner. I'm like 2 counties in from the border on South Dakota and Iowa, okay?
Hmm.
And so we have some weird weather here. We got some weird wind. Every single day is windy. Not a day goes by except maybe once in a great blue moon that we have no wind. And it's like Am I dead? You know, did it stop? What's going on? So anyway, I was doing a walk around town, getting my step count in. So I'll be glad when it finally does get warm and I'll be able to do that again. And I was using my cell phone to do the live video. I didn't even see it because of the sunlight. I couldn't see my screen. But as I was doing the shot, my friend Andy Morrow, who's in the UK, and he did my website. If you go to my website, earthradio.com, Andy Morrow put that one together, and he still helps out with that. And I think Upi is helping out as her assistant. And anyway, um, I was just taking a shot and saw it. I didn't see it, but Andy pointed it out. Said you got something on your video, and now where I was looking and where it looked like it was was um from where I'm at. It was over maybe Blaine or Fridley, which is way north of where I'm at, about a 6-hour drive. Okay. Now this craft had to be about 10 to 15,000 feet in the air.
Uh-huh.
And all I saw when I saw the picture of it that Andy got, and he pointed it out, he grabbed a still picture of my video, and he said, "You got a UFO." I said, "No, I didn't." And so I looked at it, and it was a ball, a sphere, you know,
Yeah.
and it was silver, so it was bouncing sunlight off like crazy. Now, that's the only thing that I saw that I couldn't explain. Well, the other thing I saw during lightning storms could have been just my imagination, but that was a whole 'nother thing. I had seen this, thing that looked like a city city skyline in the clouds, you know? And it was
Yeah.
like, "What the heck is that?" Just a silhouette of the skyline in the clouds. Like, "What is that?" You know? And you can only see it, like, when the lightning flashes, you know? Like, "What is that?" And so that, I've had other strange sightings, like ghosts, like I mentioned in the chat on, Unix, radio, with Jessica Jones and her guest, and, I was mentioning about a black panther I saw in North Carolina, and I lived in a little town called Kannapolis, actually 35,000 people. I don't know how little that is, but anyway, uh, saw a black panther that was now at the time I was driving a Nissan pickup. You remember those?
Yeah, I
Single
drove
cab,
one.
the, SR5, little single cab, nothing fancy. I was driving that for delivering pizzas, and this cat that I saw was bigger than my truck.
Wow.
When it was standing, it was like a deer, as tall as a deer, but it was a cat. It was definitely a cat, not a deer, not anything else. It was a black cat, which I thought of a panther. Now, near there is the Blue Ridge Mountains, which is about 2-hour drive from where I live.
Uh-huh.
Okay, which the cats are up in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Maybe not as big as I saw. That could have been a ghost cat. All I know. Uh, so I've seen things like that, and I went back. I left that particular right at the moment. I wasn't going to stay around and see what it was. Especially when it's as big as my truck. Right? Like, I'm gonna go either way. That's what I did, and I came back the next day to see if I could see any paw prints or anything. Nothing. And something that huge would have left paw prints in the dirt on the side of the road, okay?
Uh-huh.
It would've left some kind of sign in the bushes that I had to walk through. Didn't leave anything. And it was like, "Okay, what did I see?" In the same town, I saw a small boy riding his bicycle with no light on after 10 p.m., which there wasn't supposed to be any kids out playing in the road at 10 p.m. Uh, and so I came back to see if he was okay or doing okay, whatever. No sign of the bike, no sign of the kid, nothing. Gone. So that's pretty weird. That's weird. So those are just some of the things that I've seen paranormal wise. Um, UFO. I've had dreams. I've done some traveling. I don't know if you've done traveling before. I've done uh, 2 other planets, and I can describe one to you. You know what the amethyst crystal looks like, right?
I do.
And this is a clear amethyst crystal. Now, the planet that I was visiting, it was made of these amethyst crystals. And this particular planet had 2 suns.
Okay.
Okay. And so when the light, of course, it would shine on both sides of the planet, and the light would just shine through the crystals, and it would look really pretty. You can imagine the purple stone looking like that through the sunlight. All right. And so what's interesting, though, is the guide that I was with told me to touch the crystal. I don't know why. And I wasn't sure why, but I did. And it was pretty energy, obviously. Now, the strange thing about that is that I saw 2 people that were standing there in the crowd, and it was like, I don't know if you had a dream and you said, "Oh, I know that person," and they're in there, they're in your dream, and you're like, "Why do I know you?" You know, well, I had that happen on that planet. And I saw 2 people that I recognized. I didn't remember what their name, which my names are bad anyway, so I can't remember names half the time. I kind of make them up in my head as I see them. If I don't know them, I just say, "Hi, how you doing?" I don't I don't try to remember their names. And, if I need to, then I'll ask what it is eventually. But, in general, I try to remember names. Like, when I get to know somebody, I know them a few times, and then I'll remember their name. But sometimes if I don't see you for a while or if I just meet you, it's like, forget it. I'm not gonna try to get it. But
Mhm.
your name I'll try to remember. Alright. So, uh, what do you think of, uh, like the gifts that I demonstrated tonight? Do you think that's something that is possible?
So, I wear an amethyst all the time.
Okay.
If I don't wear it, I can tell there's a complete different energy, where I go. Um, I just get a different feeling if I don't have it on.
Yeah.
So I wear it. And
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I know about all kinds of psychic stuff. I know
Oh,
all
good.
about the woo.
There you go. Good deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I have dreams. I have visions. I have uh, communications. I got all of that.
Who
So,
is the most interesting, um, I'll say person for lack of a better term. Who would be the most interesting person that you've had contact with? And it could even be an alien, possibly.
the most interesting person.
Besides me, that is.
Oh, yeah,
Y
you were at the top of the list.
Oh, no.
Um,
Mm-mm.
I, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to narrow it down. I know a lot of interesting people.
Okay, good.
So
Good deal.
I mean, everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses, and
Yeah, and I think we all have gifts, though, and we need to explore that and learn what
yeah,
we
we
do.
do. A
Yeah,
lot of times, I feel like the dreams, the visions, and the messages I get are like only for me, but every now and then it'll be for somebody else.
yeah.
And I'll let them know or whatever. They can do
The
with it
ones who
what
you
they want
can,
to.
yeah, who
Yeah.
you can let know, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I'll just be like, here's what I need to tell you. Whatever you want to do with it, do it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and that's what I do with these, oracle cards and when I do a tarot card reading. I do it mostly for my own benefit and my energy, my inner energy. Um, if it does if it means anything to anyone, hopefully it means a positive thing to anyone. Um, Oofy, would you like, Oofy wanted to learn about more about the woo. What do you mean that? You mentioned the woo. You are okay with the
Okay,
yeah,
I can give you an example.
okay,
So, I was raised Christian.
yeah,
Um, there's only a couple of times that reincarnation's mentioned in the Bible. It's not really a Christian belief.
right.
So I had this dream, and I was just in all black, and then there was a fire burning, like just a small bonfire. And
Mm.
on the other side of this fire was an Asian man, and I looked at him really close, and it was Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid.
Oh, wow.
But I knew it was like from contact. I knew it was a screen
Mhm.
that it was him, so I wouldn't be afraid. And what he said to me, because at first I was just like, this is a really wise man. I just picked up on, it just came to mind. And so he said, all he said to me was, reincarnation is real.
Well, funny you bring that up.
And I've never believed in it really.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some people, throughout history has come back as other people. It was prophesied and all that, but I mean, I just felt like that was a personal message for me. I didn't feel like that was something I needed to tell anybody else.
Well,
Um,
thank you for sharing it tonight. Yeah.
yeah, I know it wasn't Mr. Miyagi. I just think it was a screen, so I wouldn't be afraid of what it really was. But I did get the feeling that this is a really wise man. It was linear, and dreams, you can tell when it's all scattered flashes. But
yeah.
then when you're on like a um when things are happening like in real time, you're somewhere else. You're not getting all these different flashes. It's happening linearly. So I took that to be a real message, that I just needed to realize that reincarnation is real.
Cool. Yeah, and then, I have a thought about, and then Oofy had another question, but, I'll go with my thought first. Uh, I have a phrase that I like to use called eternal existence. Now, what does that come to mind when I say that? What do you think of when I say eternal existence?
What comes to mind is that energy doesn't die. It's just
You got
energy doesn't die. It's
yeah.
just
You got part of it, yes. Now what I mean by that though, that is part of it, and, our energy goes on forever,
right.
okay? Now where it goes on forever, I don't know, but we don't just disappear, we don't just vanish, we don't just our body just doesn't die and then we're gone,
Your
okay?
energy just transfers. I mean it.
Right. Now what I have a thought though is that I believe that the human soul energy, meaning each one of us, I believe that we were created at the time very close to when the creator, if you want to say God, I say God just for simplicity. When God created the universe and he created the angels and he created man. But I believe the soul energy of man, of each of us, were created about the same time as the angels. Okay. And so some of us have been back and forth and in other planets and other universes or whatever. And we're just realizing that today. Okay, we're just realizing, hey, there are other universes out there, even though the Bible says don't talk about that because that's just going to confuse you. Well, yeah, that's why it's going to confuse us because we don't understand it. But now, thing is, if we are aware of it, it'll make more sense when we're facing it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now my point is that when you look at the creation story, and I don't mean to preach to anyone, so but just to get the idea out there, when you look at the creation story, God created Adam, and then He created Eve, right? But first He created Adam, made a body out of the dirt, and what did He do? He breathed the breath of life. You can read that in Genesis if you want.
Mm-hmm.
He breathed the breath of life, and he became Adam, a living soul. Correct. Now,
Yes.
where did God get Adam's specific soul from?
He created it.
He did create him, but Adam was already created, waiting to be in the human form. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, in my perception of things, is that the human souls are all in a big vault, big like a bank vault that God has. And when He wants to give somebody life on planet Earth, newborn, whatever, or we're still giving, we're still having children today. So obviously, that comes from that energy source, from that cachet of spirits in the vault. Okay, that
Okay.
makes sense.
I can go a different way with this.
Okay, go ahead.
My uncle was Mormon,
Okay.
and they had him and his, I guess his third wife. They had their marriage sealed at the temple, and when they have it sealed at the temple, I think it's in Utah. Um, they'll be sealed in marriage, after they pass away, and then they become gods of their own planets, and they can have spiritual children. So they can create spiritual children that will be born on earth. And that's a Mormon belief. That's not
Yeah.
necessarily what I believe. I don't
Right.
know.
Right.
So
And I did hear that, and I do understand that, and I'm not trying to cause anybody.
I don't know if that's real.
No, no, but I mean, if somebody believes that, I'm not going to put them down for that. You know,
Right.
if they believe that, and when they get there and they find out, oh wait, it doesn't quite work that way, then it's no big loss for me. But if I sit here and try to argue or debate somebody and try to prove my point, that's just useless. You know my point.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is I like to discuss these things and put the idea out there. If we're aware of it, you know, then we can think, well, maybe I should research that a little more and find out, you know, and
I
see what we
also
have.
I also know of people who have children, and at a very young age, like 3-year-old little boy, say things like, when I was an old man before, and children
Oh
say
yeah,
things like this. So,
with my character that I created for myself, for my own personal belief and my own personal self, I have memories of times that I cannot explain. Okay. And I don't try to talk about it 'cause it just confuses me, confuses everyone else, but tonight I'll share it. Okay, I have a character that I created in my own mind, and I'm trying to do a story on it and write a story about it, but it's very difficult because there's not a whole lot of information where I'm talking about. In the my existence in this human form started about 850 AD.
okay.
Okay. Now I was actually born in this time frame in 1961. But each time, what happens is throughout the time frame, I come on the scene. I'm a 30-year-old person, usually in the military or something like that. That's how you
Mm-hmm.
survive, right? You go to work for the government and you survive because you got the firepower behind you. And if you don't get killed in battle, that is. But 850 AD. I'm not sure what was going on then, but I was somewhere in the north, probably somewhere up in Canada or something like that. And um, I'm actually, if you remember, there was a movie called a TV series called um, there was one called Sliders. There was one that was more or less doing different universes, right? But now mine is doing the same universe but different timeline. Okay,
I
so
remember Sliders being out, but that was way before I was into,
yeah.
any
Now,
of.
now, in my case, though, I'm the same person, but I can go from time to time. Now, what happens is, like, for instance, I believe in real life, and some people call me crazy for this. My job in the Navy, I was in the United States Navy for 4 years, 80 to 84, and my job in the Navy was a quartermaster, which is navigation. Okay. Now,
Uh-huh.
I don't think that was done by accident. All right.
No,
I think that I have had experience as a navigator or a quartermaster of another ship. And what I mean is a starship. I'm from the future, but I was also from the past. Okay.
uh-huh.
Now, what happens is I'm chasing bad people from time to time to time to time. They're jumping, and I'm jumping after them, trying to get them back to where they belong. So I know that sounds like a TV show, but it might be. But anyway, my name is my actual name that I believe which just came to me by accident. I thought of uh, my birth month, but Nikolai Nikolai was my first name, and then Janus, Janus. Now there's the god Janus that looks both ways, right? Which would make sense that I come from the future and I'm working in the past. You know what I mean?
The God
Um,
who?
uh, Nikolai Janus.
Okay. My son's name is Nicholas, and my mom's name is Janice.
Oh wow, you're kidding me. Okay,
No,
so
I'm
now,
not.
all
No, I
right,
was
so
with her when she passed away. I went as far as I could go with her when she passed away.
oh wow, and then
Yeah.
my name Nikolai is Nicoli.
Mhm.
Very odd spelling, but yeah, it's probably some kind of European spelling or something.
Right. My middle name is Nicole.
Oh wow, that's cool. And then
Yeah.
my niece's name is Nicole as well. And so that's cool. All right, so let me see. Oopie, would you like a no? Well, yeah, Oopie, we did take care of the supplies in the on the ship, but we were for navigation though. Yeah, I learned all about charts and learned how to uh do a dead what they call a dead reckoning track for the ship's course. And, you had to do all that stuff. I actually used a sextant one time. That is a, navigation tool that the old sailors used to use. But, yeah, so anyway, Ufi, would you like a reading of the oracle deck? Now I'll do, 3 shuffles for you. So and if Venus would like one, if Venus is still here, she probably went to sleep already. Venus is in somewhere in Georgia. Ufi's on some kind of asteroid mining for, shiny, rock. Okay, so I just shuffled it 3 times. I'm gonna give it a cut. All right. Well, that's a little bit different. Okay. I'm trying to read it. I can't read it. I'll probably read it when I'll show it. It's hard with that dark background.
Minimize distraction.
There you go. Minimize. That's what I was trying to get. Card number 27. Minimize distraction. I'm not gonna try to read the book on this one. If I can't read the card, I can't read the book. I 'cause of the light, I was trying to focus on the dark picture around it makes the dark writing really hard to see. Okay, so there you have it. That's good there. Alright, well, that's fun. There you go. Minimize distraction there, Oofy. So keep focused on what you're working. Oofy's an author, by the way, in case you don't know. And also, if you want to know more about what we're doing here on Earth Radio, um, we have a Facebook page called Earth Radio Shows. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and Jesse always posts his different uh, things, his interviews that he does, and things like that on that Facebook page. So if you wanted to join that page and you wanted to share some of the things you're working on, you let me know and I can make you a moderator or an admin and we can get you to where you can post things about your different projects that you're working on.
Cool.
If you're interested in that and you need another page to share things, you know, you kind of have an extra place to share, you know. So and no charge, no it's all free. I do things for this to help get my word out there and get our name out there, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of what I do. We have 140 members, but it's a hidden group,
Yeah,
and I just want the people that are supposed to be there. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I drop the link. Whoever's supposed to come, they'll come. Whoever don't. So
yeah. And I am usually too busy with everything I'm doing. So, but yeah, yeah. I have this normally it's a radio station, what I call an internet radio station, and I do a morning show every morning, 2 hours a day from 9 a.m. my time to 11 a.m. every day. And Monday.
I know I get all your notifications.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep.
And if you like 60s and 70s, and I do 60s, 70s, and 90s alternative. I don't do any 80s because well, I was too busy trying to survive life then, so I didn't have time for music. So, but yeah, so I missed out on the 80s, and apparently there wasn't a whole lot of interesting stuff then anyway. So
I don't know.
uh,
I like the 80s.
yeah, I mean, you know, if you're used to that and that's what you got, and that's what you heard, and that's what you listened to, that's fine. Nothing bad. I wasn't really into it. You know, that's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, I get it.
I was born in the '60s, you know, '61, and lived around with Led Zeppelin, understood that, and the Beatles, and you know Elvis, and all that kind of stuff, and so I kind of had my and the Fleetwood Mac in the '70s, you know, so I kind of got a well-rounded thing of old school rock in the '60s and '70s, ELO and the Who, and you know things like that.
Yeah.
So,
I came up listening to. Okay, first of all, my mama loved the oldies.
oh yeah,
So she was old, but she liked stuff older than her, and then I grew up listening to that. And then, I was in 90s. I was in high school in the 90s, and I listened to stuff all the way up until now.
oh yeah.
Yep.
And then, like I said, the '80s, of course, I was in the Navy from '80 to '84, and then, mid '80s, of course, I was married then, and I was trying to just survive life in general, you know. I had, like, 2 or 3 jobs, you know, most of the time, and just working and living life, if you wanted to call that living. But, then uh, I don't know, um, I just found the '90s alternative interesting. I got attracted to it by listening to Alanis Morissette first time with her
Love her.
vocal range, you know,
Hmm.
her vocal range, and I don't care what the words were. I was listening to her gift of how she was singing and the way the music sounded, you know. And then there were other bands that turned me on to different styles of the '90s, the grunge music, and uh, Green Day and things like that, different things, And there's some that some might not like, but I like most of it. And I don't listen to the words most of the time. I listen to the movement of the music, if you will. And that the '90s alternative is probably the closest to the the hard rock and roll of the '60s. Okay, not like maybe a little bit different than Led Zeppelin, but um, I think the '90s alternative is close. A different era, of course, so it would be a little bit different, but it has the same strong beat about it, if you will. And so that's what I like about that. Now I do like classical music too. I do like piano music when you're playing a nice classical piano or guitar or something like that. I can't play hardly any of it, but I enjoy it. So,
Yeah, I
uh,
love music. I mean, anything that comes up, I always know the lyrics, and my husband don't know how I know all the words to all the songs, but I do. I can't remember much, but
yeah,
words to songs I remember.
yeah, it was funny. We worked with this woman at Pizza Hut, and I remember the name. Her name was Loretta, I think. But anyway, she would hear the song on the radio. We had that satellite radio in the store. That just came across the whatever that player was. The Muzak, and she would be sitting there singing the words and knowing the song word for word. I'm not that good. I don't know the words, you know, but I can tell you who the artist is most of the time. And so it was like she would know the words, and I'd say, "Who's doing that song?" "I don't know. I just know the words." Like, that used to upset me. Well, now how can you know all the words and not know the artist? So, I mean, I thought it was talented. She knew all the words, so that's a gift in itself. I think Venus left. Venus was here for a minute, and I was gonna do a card for her, but she's not here. So, oh well, that's that. Oh, today's tarot card of the day was King of Wands. That's pretty good. So I have the AE Weight, if you know who that is for the tarot cards. I have the AE Weight holographic deck.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't read tarot cards.
Oh, okay.
I've done
Yeah.
some palm reading, when I was younger, but not tarot cards.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Interesting. That's interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
I had my palm read one time, and what was weird was this was in the Philippines, and before I got married. Okay. Now I got married before I got out of the service, but in the Philippines, this woman read my palm and she said, "You're gonna be married. You're gonna have 2 kids." Now I couldn't have any kids. I never did have any kids personally, but my wife had 2 kids. So,
You can have my kids.
nah, no way. Nope, I don't have a pet for a reason. I don't have a pet or a kid or anything. When I want to go someplace, I just hop in the car and go. I
Yep.
don't have to worry about coming back to worry about if the cat or dog was fed or anything like that. I don't got to worry about that. I had a dog for 13 years and she died in my arms. It was like, I'll never go through that again. And that was so hard for me. I knew this dog from 8 weeks old. And so I had her for 13 years, and that was a long time to care for almost like a person, if you will, you know.
I have a
And
dog. She's 13 right now,
oh
and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Well, love her every minute you got. So and just make sure that she's loved and she knows it, and of course then she'll return it, and she'll know and love you, same way back. So that's the main thing about that. But think about considering doing some. The oracle cards and the tarot cards are about all I do in this weird stuff. I don't do anything with the Ouija board. That scares the crap out of me. I'm not gonna try that.
Yeah, I did that
Um,
once and then had to end up having the house blessed. So,
yeah. No, I heard so many negative things about the Ouija board, and it was like, I'm not even gonna mess with that, even as a joke. It wouldn't even be good, you know.
yeah, I was like 13 and thought it'd be fun and didn't really think it would work. And then way over my head. So,
All of a sudden, things were happening that you couldn't
yup,
explain.
yup, yup.
Well,
Had to
see,
get
with
the
the
house
tarot
blessed.
cards and with these oracle cards, we're reading the information and the energy that's already here. I'm not interfering or inviting any negative energy in. Okay.
Right.
Um, so even with the pendulum, I also use dowsing rods.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I'm a gold prospector. I hunt for gold. Okay. When I can get out and go to these different events. Now, haven't been able to the last couple of years, and with some of my leg issues, I can't be in the middle of the river trying to dig for gold because that just ain't good. But when I was doing it before, I was in the middle of a river, and the water's like 45 degrees, and that's pretty cold when you're standing there for a while.
We
But you
took the
find,
kids when they were little, and we mined for rubies and sapphires, um, right up there in the Blue Ridge Mountains you were talking about. I
there you
only
go.
live about 45 minutes from the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So you lived in between where I lived at and probably somewhere close to Greenville, was it? Greenville? However you say
Yep,
that.
yep. I'm right next door. I'm
Okay.
in Spartanburg.
There you go. I know where that's at.
Yep, where I am.
I like that area up there, the Blue Ridge Mountain Trail. Like we got on a little park trail there and got through it. Now a lot of weird stuff happens up there for some reason.
Yeah, there's a mountain called Brown Mountain, and they have
Yeah.
Brown Mountain lights.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, Oak Ridge is up there where they used to mine for uranium for the
Oh yeah.
atomic bombs.
Yeah.
We've been there. Um,
Interesting.
yeah,
But I liked it though, and I lived in a little town called Kannapolis, North Carolina. And Kannapolis was about 45 minutes north of Charlotte. Now, the closest thing that was big in my area was the Concord Motor Speedway, which changed to the Lowe's Motor Speedway, which we used to deliver to all the race car drivers, the pizzas.
mm-hmm.
And we actually took some out to Dale Earnhardt's family, to Junior's family. Mom was still there and everything like that. So when she was still alive, and that was actually the farm was actually outside of our delivery area, but they always promised a decent tip when we came out there to bring them a pizza. So they bought a lot of pizza and they gave the driver a nice tip, as well, which most
Yeah,
of the drivers did. But now if the kid came out to pay for the pizza, we didn't get the tip. So guess where the tip went? The kid, right? So kid's just trying to make a buck, I guess. But anyway, it used to be kind of frustrating though. When the parent would come out, they'd usually give 5, maybe $10 for a tip. I mean, heck,
yeah,
they're making millions of dollars racing, they can afford $10 tip. So, but yeah, we used to deliver to all of them guys, pretty cool guys most of the time. So, uh, yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a fun time living. Had a lot of stuff happening there, a lot of activity, different kinds of activity, some good, some bad. But most of the time it was pretty good. Back in the day, we used to have CB radios. You remember those?
oh yeah. My daddy built amplifiers. He built way too strong amplifiers.
Yeah, I had a friend that did some electronic stuff, probably not legal, of course, but anyway, he changed the transistors in them, right,
Uh huh.
and made them really strong.
Yep.
And we had a guy that was using a ham radio that would blow our radios out. Well, what was funny with my radio that I got fixed up, and I sat in front of his house, and I just keyed up when he was trying to talk. And he couldn't say nothing because I was keying up right when he was trying to talk.
Yeah, yeah, I remember. I
And he
remember
didn't see
everybody
us.
had handles and yeah,
And didn't need a license or nothing like that. Now I think maybe what the guy did with my radio was probably illegal at that point. Uh,
probably.
but but I had to make it even with that guy with the ham radio that was stepping all over everybody. It
Yeah.
was just crazy. And I mean that was her cell phone then. You know, and it worked. So, but yeah, well, this has been a rather interesting turn of events here tonight. Thank you for joining us and being here. You can always, join us when Jesse gets back here next week if you want. And
Sure.
don't be shy. And of course, if you have any thoughts of a topic, or if you have a guest, if you and Jesse can come up with a guest together, that would be awesome. The fact that you're here tonight is awesome as a guest. Thank you for that. I was trying to think of what would I say for 2 hours.
We could
I
probably sit here and talk for 8 or 10 hours.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think Goofy would probably be passing out by then. Yeah, and she works all day, and then she goes to the writing table, and she writes it the rest of the time that she's not working.
Yeah.
Of course, she has 8 arms, though. She can actually write when she's doing her other work. She's a octopi, one out, yeah, octopi, right? Octopi. Yeah, how do you say that? So,
Well, it was nice to meet you. I'll check
yeah.
on out and let somebody else come in.
Oh yeah, I don't think anyone else wants to. Oopie doesn't have a microphone. She don't like to talk too much. Or she says, she doesn't have a voice box. I guess that's her excuse anyway. So I'll let that go. But anyway, yeah, I could probably wrap it up now. Anyway, thank you for joining me though, and making it entertaining. And thank you for letting me do your reading. And I hope that I was right with your aura. And if you get one done, don't let them know you did that. Um,
I've never had one done, so that was interesting.
okay. If you do get one done later, and if they are get one or two of them that I had mentioned, of course
Uh-huh.
that could change. They could change throughout time as well. And so think about that one. Um, but if they get one or two of them, like I did, then
Yeah.
that means I'm right on the mark.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
and but I think with your energy and with what I have learned just talking to you, I think that I got it pretty well close. So, and if you read on the different about the chakras and the body, that'll tell you what I'm talking about, and then you'll be able to understand a little bit more of what I'm talking about, the light that I see or the colors of yours that I see. So, yeah, I don't make this stuff up. I actually do see it. So,
Yeah. Yep.
in real life, I actually see it around a person, and like sometimes, like freaks me out 'cause I'm seeing this light, and it's like, wait a minute, what am I? Wait a minute, what is it? And then I realize, wait, no, that's just their energy. Okay,
Well, it
so
was nice to meet you, and
yeah,
I
thank you.
appreciate the chat and stuff. Wanted to come on and meet you and all that, and so
Uh, Wonderful. Yeah, and when Jesse gets back next week, please join us, and we'll have fun just visiting and talking about more UFO stuff or whatever. And
yeah, yep,
we can talk about anything. I'm not afraid. If you look at my website, go to earthradio.com and check out the website if you haven't yet, and click on the intermission transmission page tab on the upper right, and you'll see we have almost 60 shows that are listed. We got more than that that's on the book, but as far as what's on the page, we have 58 shows, I think, listed. Some pretty big names in the UFO field as
okay,
well. And if you look at the music with the theme show that we do on Friday night at 5 p.m., we do music with a theme. And Amanda Kieran from Canada has created that show, and I figured out today she's probably been doing this show for 6 years on Friday night, every night.
Wow.
And then she has other shows that she's done. But if you click on that tab at the top center of the page that says MWAT and it has a fox on the picture and it says Amanda Kieran on the tab, you click on that, it'll open up to a playlist and it'll have I don't know how many shows, but some of them are 3 hours, 4 hours music
Okay.
shows. And so if you're like doing that you need a driving music someplace, you're taking a long drive somewhere, click that on your, MP3 player, or whatever, or you got your phone, you dial in the website, and you play the music right through your phone, from the website,
Mhm.
and then, you can sit there and have the same music, have the music show playing, and if you listen to when Amanda talks and everything, and, when she announces the show, you'll see that she's a very kind person to be listening to. So, all right. So check that out, and we have a lot of fun here. We're trying to get Jesse has to wait till he has I think he said 1 year in, and he's gonna send me some audio files for his interview shows from his original when he started, back a year ago,
Yeah.
whatever. And I've been reminding him of that, and that way we can get more exposure for his efforts and his show.
Right.
And I think more people that hear it, the better off it is. Again, making people aware of what's going on. We don't have to believe in it necessarily. What I say is be aware of it, and then when you are faced with it, then it's like, that is real. you know,
Yep.
it's
Yep.
not such
It
a shock.
changes. It changes everything.
Okay. So
Yep.
next time on Intermission Transmission, we discuss the convergence of nonlinear coincidences. Oh boy, we can go another hour on that just alone. No, but we're not going to. Okay, Oofy, if that's your topic for next week, we can definitely talk about that.
Okay. Well, have a
Yeah.
nice evening.
Yeah, and if you want to be back next week, then you can definitely be with us next week if you're interested. And you can look up some of that information. I can too, but between both of us looking up stuff, we might have a pretty good conversation.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and then Jesse will have his UFO report, I think, next week. But anyway, well, thank you. I'll let you go, and we talk another 20 minutes while we were just rambling on.
Yep.
I do that good. Oh, PG is there. Hey, PG. Hey, PG, you're still here. Would you like a reading? Oracle card reading? I don't remember what PG's first name is. I don't know. I always call her PG because that's just easy for me. So,
Okay, Ron. I'm gonna clock out.
all right. Well, thank you very much. You have a good night.
Thank you too.
Bye bye. All right. PG, would you like an oracle reading before you go? Oh, okay. You have to leave the studio. I'll remove you, and then you can leave um on the lower part of the screen. Leave the studio. Okay, cool. uh, it'll leave when I turn it off. Uh, PG is probably already gone. I didn't know she was still here. Next time, okay, on intermission transmission, we discuss the convergence of non-linear coincidences. Huh. And why the new Coke will never be an asteroid miner's drink. Boy. Well, I don't know why that. Oopie. But uh, PG, if you're still here, which I think she went to bed already. But anyway, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get on out of here, and we'll be done for tonight. We went almost 2 hours. That was nice of Esther to be here. That floating forehead, yeah, right? I was wondering what that was. I think, what am I seeing there? What is going on there? Got a ghost on the screen. Uh, that's all right. That was a lot of fun, though. Nice to meet new people that are just loving the opportunity to share their gifts and their abilities and what they're doing. Okay. I'm gonna do one more for the group then. Okay, I just shuffled the deck and I just cut it. Oh, I'll cut it. Just shuffled it. Here is one more card for the group. Hey, Andy, what's going on? This is for the group. Look at that. Teach others. That's for the whole group. 43, number 43. Teach others. How do you like that? That's a good deal there. One for the road. I'd do one for Andy, but I'd probably have to do 5 or 6 for him just to make it clear. But anyway, all right then. I'm gonna get on out of here. Shut down Mixler, and we'll call it a night for the rest of the evening. All right. Thank you everyone for joining us. Teach others. Yep. So remember that. Look it up and see what it means. That'd be cool. All right. So everyone have a good night, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya next time. I always say CYA. See ya next time. Or see y'all next time. However you want to say it. Yeah, Oofy will teach me a few things. Yeah. All right. We'll see you all next time. Have a great night.